Good afternoon. My name is Dan Larry, and I'm running for the office of Town Supervisor. Why am I the best candidate for the office of Town Supervisor? Because I have solutions to address the tough challenges of infrastructure, public safety, and I can do it in an ethical manner. If you're looking for someone to help you find a good book, the Washington Township Library is a great place to be. As a matter of fact, I just picked up this book earlier this week, and I'm enjoying it very much. In addition, you can probably read that book while simultaneously driving your car down the road on the way home and not have to worry about being stopped by the police. You know why? I'll tell you, because the ratio of library staffers to police deputies in this community is greater than 2 to 1. The bad news is, about driving home with this book, you'll probably have to dodge multiple potholes on the way home. And eventually, if you're unlucky like I was, end up with a nice big fat repair bill when you run into one of those potholes. This 2 to 1 ratio is an astounding and troubling statistic. Your community is more populated and less protected than it's ever been, and it's literally crumbling right around you. Like I said earlier, the 3 biggest challenges in our community right now are infrastructure, public safety, and ethics. Let's talk about infrastructure first. New low-income housing and several multifamily developments are increasing the population at a rapid rate. Although the tax base is also increasing, a significant strain is being placed on the resources and local infrastructure. According to Census.gov, the population of the area has increased almost 13% in the last 8 years, yet not a single road has been improved to accommodate thousands of new residents. How can that be? According to a recent technical study conducted by Lift Level 5, Michigan was identified as the state with the worst roadways in the entire country. Unfortunately, I think we're all familiar with that. Poor road conditions drive up both personal costs through excess vehicle repairs and maintenance, and also increase accident risk. The local economy is also suffering as poor roads disrupt the goods flowing through the entire state from surrounding states and Canada. Statistics show that the average driver could save almost $200 per year in vehicle repairs if the roads were properly fixed and maintained. What would you do with an extra $200 per year? I can come up with a few good things. Disastrous occurrences such as sinkholes, water main breaks, overflowing sewers lead to issues such as flooding, property damage, and unsafe drinking water. We all remember very clearly what happened in Flint within the last 2 years in the drinking water. Typically, it costs millions of dollars to address even one of these issues when they occur. My opponent and other local leaders prefer to develop the real estate first, then attempt to install adequate infrastructure later, insisting that the new tax dollars are needed to pay for the roads and the sewers. This strategy is a major contributor to the equipment that fails prematurely because it can't handle the load. Development plans should be voted on by local residents first, and if approved, subsidized by tax increases that will be used to make improvements before the property is developed, commercially or residentially. Having a proper infrastructure in place first will attract viable, stable businesses and new residents alike. So let's talk about ethics. My opponent was recently accused of sexual harassment, which cost the local taxpayers over $20,000 to resolve, as reported by local media last year. The accusation resulted in a relocation of his entire office to provide a buffer between him and his accuser. This is obviously a guy that can't play well with others. The employee that filed the complaint also had to be reassigned to another supervisor. In a Detroit News story published in May of 2017, township officials were also involved in a bribery attempt and a corruption scandal involving numerous county communities, as well as the County Public Works Office. Allegations support theories that my opponent is using his position to benefit financially from real estate transactions at the expense of the local community. In other words, he's just trying to fatten his wallet. He also has a long history of using social media to make inappropriate comments and launch personal attacks against local leaders. I will institute a policy that restricts the use of social media to informative updates about current events happening in our community. My social media mantra will be, if you can't say it to their face, don't post it to their space. Simple as that. Last but not least, let's talk about the issue of public safety. Rising crime and an understaffed police force is a huge concern. To put this in perspective, there are 29 staff members at the local library, while the police department has a paltry 14 deputies on staff currently. I'm not trying to pick on the library here, but let's look at reality. What would you rather have, a strong police force or a strong library? I know what I would pick. Sleep well at night, knowing that you'll have better luck finding someone to help you with a book than you will finding someone to assist you if you're in danger. The current administration, however, believes that cheaper is better when it comes to police protection. Despite the rising population, they believe that the area is properly staffed with only 14 officers. I disagree. I would immediately petition the state for additional funds to increase the size of the police force by 25%. As much as we all enjoy spending time at the local library, reading a good book, the demands of daily life require that we spend more time traveling amongst our community, interacting with fellow residents, and I would like, for one, to get to my destination safely with my vehicle in one piece. Wouldn't you? I appreciate your time and support. Thank you very much.